Blair's over here on the other side of, well, including Zakilia. She's Blair and Abby too.
No, you're good. I'm just not on the way.
Are you being bossy?
Everyone's got to pay taxes. There's no secrets of that. And taxes are a good thing. They go to help support schools, military, space exploration, research for upcoming things, cancer research, autism. It just depends on what's going on and what it needs for. Of course, everyone wants to try and reduce how much taxes they have to pay. And one of the easiest ways to do that is either be a small business owner or a 1099 employee type, where you're a contract employee. Why? Because you get a lot of tax write-offs. There are two different types of employees, or two different ways that people actually can earn income. One is as a W-2 employee, where you just go, you work for an hourly wage, they take 25% of your taxes out or whatnot, and then you go about your business. There's really no other way to really save on tax liability at that point, other than just if you have a kid or a house or something like that. As far as a business owner is concerned, it's a little bit different ballpark, because now you're able to write off anything that's a business-related expense. And that's anything. Some of the downfalls, of course, is you're going to be paid on a per job basis. You work, you get paid. You sell something, you get paid, et cetera, et cetera. Now we're just going to discuss some of the basic ways of how you're going to save money. What can you write off as a small business owner or a 1099 employee? Of course, the first thing is startup costs. When you're starting a business, you've got lots of expenses you have to put into it, be it office equipment, cars, anything that you need. A lot of it can be, a lot of the startup costs, because it is so large, can be amortized over 180-month time span, so you can write off a little bit every year for several months or for several years. You've got a lot of legal expenses, things of that nature. You've got, of course, professional legal services. You have to have consulting. You have to have lawyers drawing up contracts, agreements, things of this nature. One of my personal favorites is gifts and advertising. You can write off $25. You can give $25 to everybody, and it's a complete tax write-off. Obviously, don't suggest doing that, but it is what it is. And consulting, of course, because you're going to have to sit down and you have to discuss things with people. You got to find out, is this an operation that you want to get into? Obviously, as you collect sales tax, things of that nature, that's going to be written off as well. Any Social Security tax that you have to pay, that's also a tax write-off. I don't know if some of you guys realize that. It's kind of a nice advantage as opposed to doing it the way that W-2 employees do. If you office out of your home, you can write off part of your mortgage, part of your electric bill, part of everything that's associated with that part of it, which is kind of a nice advantage. This is also going to include any internet or cell phone service. Use your cell phone for work, write it off. You use your internet at home for business, write it off. Education and training is another huge one. If you have to educate yourself on something, that's a tax. It's write it off. You're only limited by what your imagination is, of course. If you happen to have employees, if you have to train them, that's also going to be a write-off. Anything that's going to be a bad debt, say you gave somebody some merchandise, not paying you for it, that can be a write-off after a short time span. One of my personal favorites is the automotive write-off. As a W-2 employee, you get your paycheck as you drive to work. That's all that you really get. As a business owner, you get to write off everything associated with that business. And there's two different ways that you can actually do that. One, you can keep track of everything: the gas that you use, the tires, the windshield washer fluid. The way that most people like to do it is a standard mileage deduction. For every mile that you drive, you get to write off 55 cents. That's to include all the oil changes, all the tires, the wear and tear. So think about how many miles you drive to work back and forth. All that gets deducted off your top line before you have to start paying taxes. I did get a chance to interview with a brand new business owner. He started back in April of 2012. He started a patient flow optimization organization. And one of the biggest things that he said, that he didn't start his business because of tax write-off, but he can't stay in business without having those tax benefits. And some of the most important ones he felt, of course, was the travel. He did like the fact that you write off $17,000 a year plus 25% for retirement. Any startup costs, he said, to never overlook the depreciation on equipment as well. By being a business owner, you can easily write off as much tax as you possibly can. And keep in mind, there's still a lot of benefits. There's still a lot of benefits for paying taxes, military, schools. Some basic steps to do: save receipts, do good records, plan wisely, use all the deductibles you can, and of course, as always, make sure you get a good CPA to keep you on track.